Hey guys, so I want to talk about the sun going in Virgo and the energy it's gonna bring to all of us, to the collective. So what do we know about the sun? The sun clarifies things. It has to do with your actions. It's how you act. It's how you see. It's your willpower. It represents the consciousness, the ego, and technically your identity in the sense that you're portraying out into the world. Virgo motto is I analyze, okay? I examine, I discover, I reveal. So it's going to be a lot of things being discovered. It's going to be a lot of things being examined. There may be a lot of investigation going on collectively on like maybe some powerful figures in the world. There may be certain things being discovered, new discoveries in the world. Things are going to be revealed. Virgo is mutable, meaning it is comfortable with change. People are going to be really comfortable exposing things out, exposing people, secrets. Just Virgo also rules intestines and a nervous system, so make sure that you stay out of unnecessary problems because you might be getting a lot of people may be getting headaches around this time. So be careful what you eat or what you take in. Virgo is very analytical, intelligent, reserved, critical, and helpful. So you can find yourself being very comfortable actually just doing your research on something. You're not just gonna jump in and do something. You're gonna do your research. You're gonna look things out. Make sure that everything is okay before you move forward. You also do with intelligence, so you may be thinking about going to school or studying something or doing some research around this time as well. You may feel reserved, wanting to be in your own space to do your research and learn new things, whatever it is that makes you feel like more connected to your intellect. Virgos can also be very critical, so make sure you're not too critical of yourself as far as you feeling like you're not doing enough or you're not doing as much as you can, and you are. Mercury rules Virgo, which deals with expression, communication, analyzing, sorting things out, curiosity, being versatile, nervous, again, nitpicky, and decisive, okay? So watch out for that. You can find yourself being very comfortable expressing yourself to other people about how you feel. You may be very chatty patty as well. Some of you guys, you may be very analytical and judgy. You can find yourself cleansing, releasing things, or it may be a good idea for you this month to cleanse things out, throw away things that you no longer need, throw away any needed emotion that you may have. So I feel like Sagittarius, Gemini, and Pisces are gonna have an easier time around this month to deal with certain things, just because they're mutable sign as well. Okay, so let's talk about Virgo in the first house, okay? Okay, if you have Virgo in the first house, this Sun in Virgo is gonna push you towards being more critical of yourself, of your identity, of your appearance, of just how you see yourself in general. You can find yourself being very critical of yourself, or you can find yourself being very reserved, like from others, not wanting to talk to anybody else. You can also find yourself, just being very in that, just analyzing your body, analyzing the things that you want to change about yourself, the things that you want to improve about yourself. You may find yourself also being very like in need of help from other people, or like wanting to help other people as well, like a lot. But yeah, the sun is gonna shine on your first house in Virgo, okay? So it's gonna expose things about yourself, maybe to yourself or to others, that you may have kept in the dark about you specifically, maybe about your ego, about how you've been carrying yourself, about your appearance. It wants you to take physical action, so you may find yourself working out a lot, starting to work out, or moving around a lot, or just taking action on certain things a lot that has to do with like, because the main focus here is you, yourself. So this sun in Virgo energy is trying to get you to focus on yourself, improving yourself, making changes about yourself, changing things about yourself, that once you do these changes, when the sun goes into Libra, you're going to be benefiting from the changes. So you have to focus on yourself around this time, taking personal care and making sure that you make the necessary changes that you need to make. Okay, this is for Virgos in the second house. The second house deal with value, finances, possessions, and your self-worth. The sun is in Virgo, right? Virgo motto is I analyze. Analyzing, right? The sun is going to be shining on your second house of value, and it's going to be exposing things about things that you value. You're going to start to see if the things that you value are worth valuing or not. You're going to find yourself taking action when it comes to your finances, or you're going to be pushed to take action towards your finances, bettering your finances. If you've been overspending, you need to create a what's it called, a budget, okay, so you can spend more smartly. So yeah, around this month, okay, your values are going to change, your finances are going to change, either for better or the worse, depending on what's going on in your personal life. Your possessions are going to change. You're going to want to get new things in your home, just get new possessions, and or you're going to be forced to throw out things that you no longer need, or push towards throwing away things that you no longer need. You may also find yourself changing things about yourself, knowing your worth and acting accordingly. So your main focus during this sun in Virgo, this Virgo season, is going to want you to focus on your self-worth, knowing what you deserve, knowing what you've been putting up with, and is it what you deserve or not, knowing what you want, also knowing your value, knowing how valuable you are, knowing more about your finances. Where have you been spending your money? What changes do you need to make when it comes to your finances? Okay. Try not to let any financial issues stress you out, okay? Because the Virgos deal with the nervous systems, and you may have certain, if you're on the negative side, you may get very overwhelmed and frustrated, and like get some mental some headaches or whatever the case may be, because you're stressing too much over your finances. So trying to take a chill pill, relax, and take it easy. Okay, this video is for Virgos if you have Virgo in the third house. Now, the third house deal with communication, but also your environment, because you do a lot of communicating in your environment, right? Technically, anything that is going on or anything that is in your environment or going on in your environment. The sun is going to be shining in your third house of communication. You may find yourself being very chatty patty, or this is how other people would see you as somebody that's talking a lot, communicating a lot. You may want to start taking action when it comes to like how you communicate, okay, or how you want to communicate, or what you want to communicate. So you might end up exposing yourself by communicating something to somebody, or communicating in general, okay? So be careful what you say around this time, who you say it to. Keep your business to yourself, okay? Don't be in too many people's businesses. Try to avoid gossiping too much around this time, or letting people gossip to you. You're also going to find yourself wanting to take action in your environment, change certain things in your environment. Some of you guys may find yourself being very reserved when it comes to communicating. You may not want to be too communicative around this time as well, especially in your environment. So technically during this month, this Virgo seasons, or the sun in Virgo, you're going to be pushed to focus on your communication. How have you been communicating with others? How have you been communicating with yourself about yourself? Okay, what is going on in your environment? Why do you need to change in your environment? You may feel the need to change the way you communicate, the way you articulate yourself. You may want to start reading more books. You may start wanting to do more research in communicating that. So this month you can have the power to influence others with your words, or to ruin somebody's day with your words, or month. Okay, so this is for Virgos in the fourth house. The fourth house has to do with your home, your family, your comfort. So the sun is going to be shining a light in your fourth house of home. You may find yourself being a sense of comfort to other people. A lot of people may want to be around you because you make them feel comfortable, or they feel comfortable around you around you. So you may find yourself wanting to take actions to make yourself feel more comfortable than you ever been before. You may go to the extra length so you can be comfortable. You may not want to be what's it called? You may not want to be approached around this time, or confronted, right? You may not want to be confronted because you want to be comfortable. You don't want to put you in any position that makes you feel uncomfortable. You may find yourself being very helpful to your family members, whoever needs your help in your family. You may be like, hey, you can call me to help you, or when somebody asks you for help, a family member is gonna find you. So you're gonna find family members asking you for help a lot, and you helping them with no hesitation. So try not to get taken advantage by family members, because you're gonna be very suggestible, if that's the word, to doing that. So yeah, you need to arrange your home, reorganize things, maybe arrange, issue that you may have with a family member. You may be going through that around this month as well. But most importantly, your focus is going to be your home. Changes are going to happen in your home, in your family. Changes that can be for the better or the worse, depending on your situation. Okay. So this is for Virgos in the 5th house. The 5th house deal with pleasure, fun, games, hobbies, play. So the sun is going to be shining its light in your 5th house of pleasure. So you can find yourself indulging in your pleasures more than usually. So whatever you find pleasure in, you may find yourself doing more of that. So if you just be careful, okay? You don't want to overdo. Some of you guys, certain people may see you as being very playful, maybe in your childlike energy around this time, or you can be seen as a player, man or woman. You may want to make some changes and take actions when it comes to your hobbies. You may want to find new hobbies or change hobbies, or you may find yourself doing more of your hobbies than you usually do. All this month for you, you may want to just focus on having fun and just playing, doing things that make you feel happy, like make you feel, excited. So you may not be that serious around this time. You may get distracted very easily as well, or you may be getting distracted very easily. So your main focus during this Virgo season is to focus on fun, having more fun, letting loose, enjoying yourself. Maybe you've been working a lot, but also taking action on your hobbies, do more of your hobbies, find new hobbies, or changes are going to be happening in those areas. So you may be changing hobbies, like I said. You may be changing, the way that you find, the things that you find pleasure in may be changing, This is for Virgos in the 6th house. The 6th house deal with health, work, necessity, service, and routines. So the sun is going to be shining its light in your 6th house of health. So you can find yourself working a lot around this time, putting a lot of work, and even like you don't even feel like you're doing enough, but you're doing a lot of work. And work doesn't necessarily just have to be a job that you go and clock in, or your own business. Work is whatever you take action into that feel like work. So you're being called to take action when it comes to your health. Maybe changing your diet. If you've been doing something unhealthy, change it up. Get back on your healthy side, or start to do things more healthy, or take things that are more healthy for your body so you can cleanse. You may find yourself having some health issues as well during this month, so be careful of that. So your focus is on your spiritual health and your physical health. Your physical health as well as the things that you put in your body, the things that you consume, the things that you drink. Are you drinking enough water? And your spiritual body, your spirituality or your spiritual body, as far as the information that you take in, the people that you listen to, the type of energy that you're around. Are you around people that are helping you, benefiting you in a positive way or in a negative way? Are you around people that bring you down, bring you in a lower vibration, that makes you feel sick at the end, or make you feel exhausted and drained? You may also be finding yourself changing your routine. So the things that you used to do before, you may be changing some things about that so you can achieve a different result. This can be in your workplace, or in your day-to-day. When you wake up in the morning, what do you do first, things like that. or certain things in your workplace may be changing as well. So the routine that they used to do is changing in the workplace, so you may be finding yourself adapting to those changes. So this month, your health is gonna go through some changes. You may be changing job or work, changing some things that you want to do. You may be changing your services if you have a business. Things that you want to offer to people. You may be changing what you offer. You may be removing certain things. You're changing your routine, like I said earlier. So that is your main focus during this Virgo season. This is for Virgos in the 7th house. The seventh house is all about relationship, marriage, enemies, and contracts. So the sun is going to be shining in your 7th house of relationships. So some of you guys may be getting in a new relationship during this month, or some of you guys may be breaking off with relationships, with certain people that you're in a relationship with. This can be friends, intimate partners, whatever the case may be. Also marriages. Some of you guys may be getting married. Congratulations if you are. Some of you guys may be getting the divorce. Your marriage may be breaking down and going through some huge changes. There's a contract that you may have signed, maybe going through, they may have made some adjustment to it. So make sure that if you read a contract before, read it again, just so you make sure that everything is still the same. You may find yourself being very critical of people that you're in a relationship with, or your relationship in general, just speaking things that you may not like, or things that you like very heavily for some of you guys. But yeah, you're being called to take action in your relationship. If it's something that needs to be fixed in your relationship, that needs to be talked about, that needs to be communicated, that needs to be looked through, analyzed, you need to go through that process. Some of you guys may be developing new enemies, new frenemies, stuff like that. You may find yourself having to sign important contracts or signing contracts, so make sure that you read the blueprint, especially if it's a contract that has to do with something really, really important and life-changing. But yeah, this month, the changes are going to be happening in your relationships. Your relationship's going to change. Your marriage is going through changes. Things that you get involved with are going through changes as well. This is for Virgos in the 8th house. The 8th house deal with sex, death, transformation, occult, and release. The sun is going to be shining its light in your 8th house of sex and death or transformation. You guys may be seen as very sexual around this time, or very sensual, or very embodying your sexuality and being more proud of who you are. Some of you guys may be going through some death in the family, or you may be going through a death. I didn't want to say it, but things happen in life, so just be careful. You're going through a lot of transformation, so you may be finding yourself going through huge changes that can be very overwhelming. You may find yourself digging more into the occult, learning more about the occult and stuff like that. So you're being called to release things that no longer serve you, release toxic habits, release things that you've been holding on to, that has been serving you for your greatest good. So this month, your sex life is going through some changes. Things are changing. You may not be finding yourself having as much sex as you used to. You may find yourself having more sex than you usually do. You're going through some changes when it comes to the things that you have to transform in your life. Whether it's your habits or your routine, or whatever it is, that you need to change and transform, even if it's yourself. But yeah, make sure that you stay spiritually protected during this season. Virgo seasons, and yeah, keep your D and your V in your pants and your skirt. So this is for Virgos in the 9th house. The 9th house deals with spirituality, religion, ideology, perspective, learning, travel, and the law. So the sun is gonna be shining its light in your 9th house of spirituality. So you may find yourself being very into spirituality around this time, doing a lot more meditation, learning more about astrology or different spirituality things that you can do or incorporate in your day-to-day routines. Spiritual practices you may want to start practicing. You can find yourself gaining a new perspective on certain things. You may find yourself learning new things. You may be starting a new course. You may be going to school. Whatever the case may be, you're doing some form of learning. You may find yourself also wanting to travel a lot during this Virgo season, going on a trip. You may be planning a trip. Some of you guys may actually be studying the law or learning more about the law. Or you guys may need to learn more about the law. Also, be careful with the law. Try not to get into any activities that may get you in trouble with the law. Some of you guys may find yourself purposefully or accidentally breaking the law. Okay, so be careful when you drive. Don't get any more tickets. Okay. But overall, you're going through changes when it comes to your spirituality. You're going through some huge spiritual changes. Okay, going through some changes when it comes to your learning. You may want to start learning new things, or picking back up on your learning, on your studies. You're going through some changes. You may be moving. Okay, moving from one place to another. Yeah, this is for Virgos in the 10th house. Excuse any background noises. It's my son. He's up, but let's get it. The 10th house deal with ambition, career, contributions to your environment, to society, power, influences. So the sun is going to be shining its light in your 9th house of career. You can find yourself changing career, changing jobs. You may not want to study what you've been studying, or you may not want to, be in the same field that you've been in for the past few years, or whatever the case. You may have started to study a field, wanting to be in it, find out it wasn't for you, and you want to switch it up. You maybe find yourself being more ambitious than you've been before. Finding yourself going for your goals, going for your dreams, accomplishing things that you always wanted to accomplish. You may find yourself contributing more into the society, into your community as well. Or you can find it very beneficial to contribute to your community. Okay. Also, you may be taking action when it comes to taking your power back, taking power in areas where you've given your power away. Time for you to take it back. You may be struggling with power figures, people wanting to tell you what to do. You may not be with people in power right now, or people that are trying to have power and control over your life. You may not be going for it this month. So you may be very influential around this time, or you may want to start being influential on social media. Maybe you want to start taking more pictures, getting more, business deals, and be an influencer with other deals out there or companies out there, if I'm explaining it right. But yeah, your drive is changing as far as what you feel ambitious towards doing. Your career is changing. Your influence, the way you may want to influence other people, will be changing as well. And the people that you find influential are changing as well. This is for Virgos in the 11th house. 11th house deal with friendship, community, charity, and wealth. So you're being called to take more action in your community, do more community work, or take care of the people in your community, your environment, contributing in some way to the people in your community, anybody that's in your environment. You may find yourself being more charitable, or you're being called to be more charitable, so be a helping hand to other people if you can. Find yourself attracting more opportunity that can help you with your wealth, or attracting more wealth in your life. Some of you guys may find yourself very critical of your friendship, criticizing your friends, or just being helpful to your friends as well. For some of you guys, you analyzing your friendship, or you being called to analyze your friendship, looking around your people you consider friends. How are they influencing you in your life? Are they influencing, or have they been influencing you in a positive or in a negative way? How has it been changing your life? How has it been influencing your actions, therefore influencing your choices and your experiences? If some of you guys are thinking about building friendships, what kind of friends you want to have in your circle? What kind of friends are you as well? So overall, the changes that are happening in your life are going to be circling around your friendship. So you may be changing friends, changing crowds, or, you may be getting new friends, or, just your friendship in general, or how you choose to express your friendship may be changing. Your community may be changing as well. You may be moving from one community to another, whether this is on social media or this is in person. You may also be changing the way that you generate your income and build your wealth. Or that may be your main focus. Start building your wealth. This is for Virgo in the 12th house. The 12th house deals with secrets, fears, dreams, and fantasies. So you may be seen as being very like secretive, like you may not want to talk to anybody or tell anybody your business. You find yourself being very fearful of things as well. Maybe things may not be going your way, or you may be going through a situation that can make you feel very scared of what may be coming ahead, or you may not know what's going to happen. You can find yourself dreaming a lot, or your dream may be very vivid and alive during this time. Also, you may find yourself daydreaming a lot, or dreaming or thinking about the things that you may want to accomplish instead of actually putting in the action. Yeah, you may be fantasizing a lot about where you see yourself, what you want to do, but that's just all that you're doing, fantasizing. You may be fantasizing about somebody, if you know what I mean. Yeah, this energy is going to push you to be more reserved than you've ever been before. And it's just so that you can take care of whatever it is that you got going on in your personal life, or whatever you feel fearful of. So because the sun is all about bringing light into things, you may certain secrets about yourself or that you may be holding on to may be getting exposed during this month as well. So watch out for that. Yeah, you find yourself wanting to indulge in your fantasies and be more in a dream state, or be more dreamy. You really don't want to be in the reality that you're in currently. I feel like that's why you're gonna find yourself fantasizing a bit more, so you can escape from that. So this month your dreams are changing. The vision that you had for yourself is changing. What you wanted to do, where you saw yourself, where you saw yourself and what you saw yourself doing in the past is changing. You're seeing yourself doing something totally different.